We figured out that we can get up to 100,000 polys on our character models. We got animation, camera movements that feel good. There's a place as you get in to put your rebirth posters. Eventually you'll be able to swap those out, and yeah, you can kind of see that all these pieces are coming together that make an actual playable product now. The beauty of Unreal Engine 5, you can see the lighting. There's some more of these, like, we're calling them plinths, where you can put art on it, and you'll be able to socket some of the art that's in your inventory. You can see switching to first person here. It's real first person camera. It's not just a fake. And jumping into the terminals, we've got teleportation. We've got the ability to pull in your ship inventory and kind of look at it. So let's go ahead and pull in the Thimble Mamba, and you can see some details before you bring it in. These are all stuff that are from the marketplace, but yeah, set that ship down. We have a clay model at first, because this one's not fully complete, but you can kind of follow along the progress, and then you can shape the showroom to kind of help look at your ships in different angles, look at your characters at different angles. So just like a garage door in today's technology, you can just open this giant hangar door to get some nice lighting to come into the main hall here. Again, it's just a clay model with the little hollow wireframe around it, and as updates come to that ship, you'll be able to see them in content patches over time. There's smaller ship pads as well for the really small ships. Here we go with the Pier 4. This one is not a clay model because we're much further along with it. It's got fully surfaced and materials and basically ready to ride, but that's coming in further updates. And then yeah, there's multiple of these like small ship pads, and you can see there's the marketplace option, the teleportation, and then the pulling in another Thimble air bike, again in the clay model stage. These are all in production at some point. And let's run back, and you can kind of see there's this photo mode. You just press C or escape and go into photo mode, and you kind of choose any angles you want. This is just the first iteration of it. The next iteration of photo mode will go into a lot more detail, a lot of camera controls, depth of field, and some filters and all sorts of cool things. And then took a picture, it saves it to your hard drive, and then it makes it much easier to share. You don't have to jump in and out taking screenshots. And another one, getting a really close look at these ships, you can see just how high poly they really are. This nanite technology in Unreal Engine 5 is absolutely mind-blowing. I would make it a challenge for people to try to find a polygon. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's going to be a challenge, so please let me know if you find any polygonal faceting anywhere on these models. Again, some of the tech that we've been working through is like the interaction tech. So we have this like kind of switch that you can also activate the hangar door. So these kinds of things that we've worked through in the showroom is stuff that's going to be throughout the full game in all different environments, for all different interactions and that kind of thing. Landing pads. You can filter ships by size and manufacturer, so dropping it down to all medium Calico. Let's pull in the Calico Compact Hero, set that ship, and get a look. Again, clay model, but it's very far along, and you can kind of see the current progress and the amount of detail that we're able to get in here, and the design refinements that you can see. It's a beautiful ship, and it feels very different when you come down to this level and actually get to look at these details and get a sense of really the scale that we're shooting for in Star Atlas, and the beautiful cinematic quality of the lighting from the lumen lighting. Another thing we're working through is like these little dirt maps and grunge maps and decals you can see all over the landing pads, and the amount of detail in Unreal, and it's still performant and playable is game changing. It's actually it's amazing to work in this engine. I've been in this industry for 20 years, and the fact that this stuff just works as they say it's going to work is mind-blowing. It's really a pleasure to work in this engine. As you see, we've also working out some of the foliage, how we're laying that out. There's some of it that's still a little placeholder, but everything else in this environment has been handcrafted from the rocks and all the architectural elements, the characters, the ships, the interaction terminals. Here we go. We have the Pier now, and you can bring in let's bring in a commander ship, the Pier C11, which is massive, and you'll see here, looking out, you can really get a sense for the scale. Anybody who owns a ship this size, bring it in and take a look, because it's a beauty. And when you bring it into an environment like this, one of the purposes of having all that foliage, a nice little garden, is trees and bushes kind of help us get a sense of scale, because it's very relatable. We introduced the teleportation functionality because it is a big environment, so being able to move around quickly is very helpful. So you can choose from indoor or outdoor locations. This is technology that will exist in very key places where energy lines converge throughout the Star Atlas universe. And the Fatoli have been able to harness that energy and create some teleportation technology. So Showroom is one of those special places that exists. Here we go with the faction leaders. So we got the 3 Mudoni Ooster faction leaders who were the founders of the factions. We have the contemporary leaders that are in the current timeline of the game, and then the 3 signers of the Treaty of Peace that established the Council of Peace that allowed the flourishing of these 3 economies in space. And the beauty of this lighting is it's jaw-dropping. And as you can see, all these things have been worked on in excruciating detail to push the quality standard as high as possible within the time frame that we gave ourselves. We're still improving, and the follow-up releases will be even better, and people are going to be, your mind's going to be really blown. But this is a very playable release, and you can kind of see and get in and see your inventory. The next area is we have these corners in the showroom where you can kind of take a quick look at the different ship models. Like, say you don't necessarily own them yet, but you can just take a quick look in the little miniature showcasing of the different manufacturers. We have Thimble in that corner. We've got another quick look down at the main hall. You can get multiple angles by being in the top level to kind of take a look at these ships and take some cool photos. I mean, for now, that's kind of the fun part of this experience, is to see what this digital property will eventually grow into. Again, interaction things like the elevator and that, making that work and standardizing that for all the ships and environments and every other place in the entire game. We'll use this base technology, and the more and more we do that, the easier it is to expand these environments in a very quick way. Take another quick shot. You can see you're starting to fill out. You got the Pier C11, you got the Calico Compact Hero, and the Thimble Mamba there in one shot. It's really fun to bring these all into one experience. I won't ruin every corner, but we got Pierce and Calico and Opal ships that you can also see in the showroom in those corner showcase areas. We've got the story of humankind as they became a spacefaring species, and they were visited by Fatoli, and then they ruined the planet and took off to space with that fleet that they built, which, when they ran into these other aliens and robot life, it caused the major war, the 10-year Convergence War, and then ultimately the signing of the Treaty of the Peace. And there you have it. Thanks for walking through the showroom with me. I can't tell you how excited I am to get this into the hands of the community and anyone interested in Star Atlas, so they can all take part in this development process together. Have fun.
I don't know about you, but